Broadcasting with Apple HLS as your live streaming protocol has some built-in latencies, but they can be reduced to about 6 to 8 seconds by using smaller chunk sizes. Here's how. Starting at the encoder, we'll need to set the keyframe interval to be at least 2 seconds. Using OBS Studio as an example, we'll go into Settings and under Output, set the output mode to Advanced. While you may want to change some of the other settings here for a better quality, such as bitrate, we'll focus on the keyframe interval at 2 seconds, which determines how often an entire frame of visual data is transmitted. Also, just for OBS, we'll change the tuning to be 0 latency. Now, when streaming from OBS, we're using the RTMP protocol. Wowza Streaming Engine ingests this stream and transmuxes it to Apple HLS for egress. In Wowza Streaming Engine, go under Applications and access the live application you want to modify. To reduce latency, we'll take the Apple HLS packetizer and tune how it segments the stream for playback. Under the Properties tab, we'll go to Quick Links and make changes to Cupertino Streaming Packetizer. Selecting Edit, we'll check Cupertino Chunk Duration Target, Cupertino Max Chunk Count, and Cupertino Playlist Chunk Count. You may also want to change Cupertino Repeater Chunk Count if using Wowza Streaming Engine as a repeater. Chunk Duration Target is in milliseconds. Since we've set the keyframe interval in the encoder to be 2 seconds, we can change this setting to 2000 milliseconds. Max Chunk Count sets the maximum number of chunks stored in the available chunk list. For 2-second chunks, we can set this to be 25 chunks. Playlist Chunk Count sets the number of items returned to the player in the playlist. For 2-second chunks, we can set this to 6 items. Save your settings, and when you're finished, you'll see the information you've added has been stored. We'll also need to set a minimum playlist chunk count, so go back to the top and from the Quick Links, select Custom. Here we can add a custom property. From the path, select Root Application Livestream Packetizer. In the name, enter Cupertino Mini Playlist Chunk Count. In type, select Integer, and in the value, specify the number of chunks required before the playlist is provided to the player. For 2-second chunks, there should be 3. Save your changes, and when you're done, restart the application for the changes to take effect. Alright, that's it. Start streaming from your encoder, and using Wowza Player, you'll be able to test your live stream and see just how this latency is reduced to about 6 to 8 seconds. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our help documentation for configuring packetization with other protocols.